Okay, let's dive right in. Imagine for a second you're carrying around a heavy backpack, but it's not filled with books or camping gear. It's filled to the absolute brim with anger, resentment, disappointment, just really painful memories. And you're lugging this thing around every single day. It completely tanks your mood, it weighs heavily on your relationships, and it literally drains your physical health. Now, imagine finally putting that backpack down.
Have you ever replayed an old hurt in your mind, just over and over again? We've all been there, right? But what if forgiveness is not actually about the other person? What if it's entirely about freeing yourself from carrying that massive emotional burden? In this explainer, we're unpacking the positive psychology of forgiveness. We're shifting it from this idea of a gift that we owe someone else to a profoundly necessary gift we give to ourselves.
Section 1, the meaning of forgiveness, unpacking the psychological gift. Let's see how positive psychology flips the script on what it actually means to drop that heavy backpack. So the absolute crucial point here is that forgiveness is a conscious decision. It's the active, deliberate choice to release resentment, anger, and that burning desire for revenge while actively choosing emotional healing and peace instead. It's about reframing your thoughts so you aren't held hostage by past pain anymore. It doesn't just happen by accident. It's an intentional strategy to take back your own inner peace. Section 2. What forgiveness is not. Busting the myths. Before we can truly let go, we really need to clear up some of the most stubborn misunderstandings out there, because these myths, they are exactly what stop us from healing.
We fall for these myths all the time, don't we? Thinking that forgiving means you have to just forget the events, or excuse the harmful behavior, or instantly trust the person again. Some people even think it's a sign of weakness. But reality is actually the complete opposite. Choosing to heal means accepting that yes, it happened, while choosing to release those destructive emotions anyway. It absolutely does not mean you have to reconcile or let someone mistreat you again. And far from being a weakness, it takes tremendous emotional strength to say, no, I will not let a past wrong dictate my well-being today.
Section 3. Healing mind and body. The science of putting down the burden. Okay, this next part is fascinating because we're looking at hard scientific data. We usually think of forgiveness as this purely philosophical thing, but research shows holding a grudge literally exhausts us, both mentally and physically. When we look at mental health, the data is just incredibly clear. By practicing forgiveness, you free yourself from those toxic cycles of bitterness. It directly reduces anxiety and depression. It decreases negative rumination, that endless, exhausting loop of angry thoughts keeping you up at night. And it massively enhances emotional resilience. You are effectively swapping out emotional exhaustion for genuine relief, stability, and total peace of mind. But hey, it doesn't stop at the mind. Chronic resentment actually keeps your body's stress response activated long-term. We are talking about severe, real-world physical consequences here. High blood pressure, sleep disturbances, tension headaches, and just a constant toxic flood of stress hormones. If holding on to anger is literally making us sick by keeping our nervous system on high alert, we really have to ask ourselves why we keep carrying it. This is exactly where forgiveness steps in as a literal biological antidote. Choosing to let go of past hurts physically turns down that stress dial. It promotes relaxation, gives you way better sleep, slashes your overall stress, and significantly boosts your physical health. You are essentially sending a signal to your nervous system that the threat is over, finally allowing your body to experience true calmness and balance. Section 4. Resolving conflict and rebuilding. Healing our relationships. So let's transition from our internal health to how forgiveness operates out in the real world. Because let's face it, even the healthiest relationships inevitably involve misunderstandings and disappointments. So how do we fix them? Let's start with friendships. Say a friend repeatedly cancels plans on you. It's frustrating, right? Really frustrating. But applying forgiveness allows you to move beyond those mistakes. Instead of just throwing the whole friendship away over a flaw, forgiveness helps preserve that trust. It actually strengthens the relationship by fostering open communication rather than letting silent resentment just fester. And in romantic relationships, partners are bound to bump heads and experience disagreements. It's perfectly normal. But without forgiveness, those resentments just pile up like a brick wall. Forgiveness is the exact mechanism that enables partners to safely reconnect emotionally after a clash. It's what allows them to recover and continue building a healthy, incredibly strong bond instead of keeping a permanent, exhausting scoreboard of past wrongs. The exact same logic applies to our professional lives. Team members misunderstand each other all the time, but carrying a grudge at work, It only creates a hostile environment and totally tanks productivity. Forgiving colleagues for their mistakes restores trust, improves cooperation, and gets the entire team back to actually focusing on solutions rather than lingering on the problem.
And of course, family. Parents, children, siblings, families inevitably hurt each other, and honestly, often it's entirely unintentional. Forgiveness serves as the crucial, absolute glue that preserves these deep, long-term bonds. It's the tool that allows family members to accept their shared human imperfections and continuously choose connection over conflict.
Now, zooming out even further, this emotional release isn't just a personal victory. Look at the immense social significance here. Forgiveness serves as the absolute bedrock for peace-building, social harmony, and restoring trust among entire communities. It is the vital mechanism that stops vicious cycles of hostility right in their tracks at a societal level. Section 5. Steps to practice forgiveness. The path to liberation. So, the benefits are undeniably clear, right? But how do we actually put down this heavy backpack in real life? It takes practice. Let's look at the structured path to liberation. Positive psychology outlines this incredible, structured path to help us out. Step 1, acknowledge the pain. You absolutely must recognize and validate your own emotions first. Step 2, understand the situation. Try to see the wider context of why the event occurred. Step 3 is developing empathy, recognizing that, hey, we're all humans who make mistakes. Step 4 is the big pivot, actively choosing emotional healing by releasing the desire for revenge. And finally, Step 5, focus on growth by asking yourself, what can I learn from this experience? You slowly build from validating your pain all the way to choosing personal growth.
Section 6. Finding inner peace. Moving forward. As we wrap up this explainer, it's so vital to remember that forgiveness is ultimately a tool of profound resilience. It's what transforms suffering into healing, and it absolutely stops painful experiences from permanently controlling your well-being. I want to leave you with this final, really powerful thought. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it releases the emotional burden of the past and allows us to move forward with peace, resilience, and emotional freedom. You can't change what happened, right? But by dropping that heavy backpack of resentment, you completely change your future. Thank you so much for watching Beautiful Mind. If you enjoyed this explainer, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss our psychology journey together. And join us next time where we'll ask, can spirituality and faith help people find meaning even during suffering? In our next explainer, we'd explore spirituality and well-being. See you then.